Hi friends, if this is your first time on my channel, you are most definitely welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with your girl. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload another video. Anyways, today I'm going to be talking about how I take my study guide notes in medical school. I had posted this on my Instagram story a while ago, and I got a lot of questions on how I take my notes, how my notes are so organized, what I use, and all that kind of stuff. So in this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about that and show you guys a bit of my writing process. So as you guys can see, I actually use Notability for all of my notes in medical school. It allows me to stay pretty organized, and I have different like dividers and subjects so I can kind of stay organized on what block I'm on, what class. I also have an iPad Pro. I think this is the 11-inch or something like that. And I have the Apple Pencil to go along with it. So I typically start in Over, which is an app that I use on my iPad. I use it to make my thumbnails, my IG posts, as well as my headers for my notes, because there are some people in this world that can make some really good headers. I'm not one of those people, and I've learned to respect myself and stick to what I'm good at. And I don't know how to do headers, so I just kind of go in Over, have a font that I like, and I just use that. And I also use Over to make my sub headers as well. And the reason why I'm able to do all this ahead of time is because this is a study guide, so I already kind of know the material I'll be reviewing and studying and trying to synthesize into a summary page. So I kind of already know the topics I want to talk about, or the things that we're focused on in class. So I like to make all my headers ahead of time, so I'm not wasting time while taking notes to go back to Over, make another header, then go back, which can be time, I think, a lot more time consuming and kind of blocks the whole writing process and if you're in the zone. So I just go ahead and add the picture to Over after I've made my headers. And as you guys can see, your girl is drawing a chromosome. I said a chromosome because why not? And also, I was struggling in genetics this week, so I said I have to take it back to the basics, to the ABCs, and I had to just like prime myself and just go over some, things I probably should have already known. So that's why, I'm highlighting what an allele is. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Another thing I've learned about myself is that I'm a pretty visual learner, so I like to kind of color code things as well as put things in their own little subsection, so that way it's easy for me to identify what I'm looking for. So let's say I wanted to go back to my notes and I wanted to specifically look for autosomal dominance. I could easily see it there, and it's already kind of in its own little section and box, as opposed to like a whole bunch of handwritten bullet points or notes and then having to like scan through them and read them. But also I think it just helps me like be able to compare different big concepts. And it's really useful for when I go back to study, or when I'm taking a quiz and I got something wrong and I don't understand why it wasn't this. I can kind of compare and contrast my boxes. As you guys can see, I'm doing it again here with non-Mendelian genetics. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really don't like genetics. Like, it literally gives me a headache. I've never liked it, and I told myself, now that I'm in medical school, I'm gonna go into the class with a positive mindset and be open to it. But y'all, it is ghetto and I hate it here, but we still gotta pass. So as you can see, I'm taking notes because your girl not about to be caught slipping, not knowing what a trinucleotide repeat is. Okay. Ooh, that was bad, but y'all didn't hear that. So as you guys can see here, I took a picture from one of the slides just because, again, I'm a visual learner and I thought that probably the picture would be better than just writing the words, so that's why I have it there. And sometimes it's hard to take notes without having a picture reference. So now that I'm done with genetics, on to classes I can actually stand, and I'm doing my cell biology study guide. So I actually drew the nucleus and the nuclear envelope off camera just because it required me to orient my iPad in a way that just wasn't compatible with the way I had the camera set up, so I kind of did it off camera. And for cell biology, I actually like hand drawing the structures because I think as I'm drawing them, it forces me to think about the structures, where they're located. And in this case, I had already drew my lipid bilayer, but I wanted to show you guys exactly what my drawing process looks like. And while it does look time consuming, like the nuclear envelope was a little bit, but not really, but it was. I'm just redrawing the lipid bilayer I have up there, but I wanted to show you guys how I did it. And I found that utilizing the highlight for like color coding your structures is major keys, and I didn't start doing that until recently, and it really adds dimension to your pictures and makes them look a lot nicer. So as you guys can see, I just copy and pasted that lipid bilayer that I drew, and then I shrink it, and then I just duplicate it multiple times, so that way I have my lipid bilayer. And I like it because, one, it saves me time of redrawing every structure, but it also gives symmetry, to my drawing, so it looks like very consistent and clean. So that's a little trick that I use that has become very, very helpful. Same thing with my boxes, especially if my boxes are not color coded. I would just copy the image and then duplicate it for another like table I want to make. But that's basically how I take my notes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see another video of how I actually like study, so this was just my study notes, but how I actually study and things I do, give this video a thumbs up. I have some vlogs coming, so you guys are just gonna have to bear with me. They're coming, but you know, your girl is just out here in these streets just trying to pass medical school and trying to keep my edges at the same time. So be patient, but I definitely have that coming. And if you guys have any ideas for videos you want to see as I progress in medical school, please let me know. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in another video.